And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Lost Odyssey. I'm your host, the RPG guy. And that last episode was pretty rough, but we are back, we are back, we are back. And what we want to do before we move forward here is let's heal everyone up full. Let's also recover MP on pretty much Ming. Everybody else, or, you know, Cook might need it too. So, let's just do Cook and Ming. Should be enough to get us by. And before we do anything else, for Cook specifically, we actually want to make sure she can't be frozen. I think. And same with Ming, actually. So let's do skill. Anti-seal will be replaced with anti-freeze. Actually, you know who really doesn't need to be... Well, I lied. Let's go ahead and make it him instead. And we want to go with Planet Ring. Yeah. I think we're good to go. Let's do it. Now, the reason all that setup is relevant is for obvious reasons. I'm sure you'll find in a moment. But this is a very peculiar boss fight compared to other boss fights that we've had to deal with so far.
Whoa.
I can't sense a pulse.
They can't be dead. Can they?
They can't be! No!
Yeah, don't panic. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Calm down. I just can't hear it. I sense a huge energy surge.
Oh, that surge.
Deep, deep, deep. Now, what makes this boss a pain in the butt is that he comes with auto reflect that cannot be dispelled, I don't believe either. So with 90% of your party being casters, this becomes a problem.
Oh, yeah. More good news. I didn't know a creature like that lived around here.
They're probably just a manifestation of whatever power is causing this awful cold. Can we save Kaim and Sarah if we beat the creatures? No, if. We will.
You tell him, Cook. Anywho, what does that mean for us? Well, it means straight up that... Let's put that on Cook. Let's do... Barricade us. Shield us. And for Mac, let's do power us on himself. Woohoo! Also pop an ailment void on Jansen as well. Anything to help prevent them from getting frozen would be preferred.
Here.
Alright. Composite magic. I'll generate. Really the best, you know what, we okay, so this is the thing, we bought a bunch of ground-up bombs just really for this fight, to be fair. And I'm not kidding, this is really why I bought them. Because he's gonna keep whipping some nasty magic at us, which luckily we can avoid some of it, and Matt can use things like Walla to recover our damage if we need to. But as you can see, this is kind of the purpose here. And once we get all generate going, then we can just pretty much start spamming stuff. And again, you'll see what I mean in a minute here. As at this point, we're pretty self-sufficient. So ground a bomb. Ground a bomb. I probably bought more ground a bombs than I really need, but we should be alright. Aw, so cute. He tried to murder us.
Okay.
Damn, son. And just rinse and repeat, really. And what normally is considered a really rough boss fight becomes a rather simple one.
Okay.
Can't see the earth damage because the damn monster is so tall. And there it is. She wasn't so tough. Wasn't so tough.
Have I become stronger?
And Ming learns cut down and absorb magic. Sweet. Always awesome. Always awesome.
Whoa, hey!
Are they okay?
Kyle! Come on, buddy. Snap out of it. Come on, buddy. You're immortal, right?
Sarah. No, let us do it, Emmy. Yeah.
Oh god, here we go. More cornball. You do it, Palom and Porum. Come on, who you kidding? Who you trying to kid? Mac and by the power of mac and cheese.
Jensen.
Kyle, you're back. I can't believe it. I thought you were dead. I mean, we gave up on you.
You're spitting in my face.
That's the least he's doing, trust me, buddy.
Hey, I love you too, you big lug.
Okay. Thank you. Thank goodness. This time, you saved us. Oh, thank you for being so brave. Look, Mac.
Thanks, Jensen.
Don't worry about it, buddy. We've got.
There's no bathroom here.
By the way, you can always get a job as an ice sculptor. Kidding.
Like, gotta like that quick cut. What could it be? Loading, 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 loading.
Captain!
Ah, great. Why is Golden Boy still hanging around?
Who is that guy? Everyone, get on board.
It's time to move.
You're all safe.
Well, we've been kind of through hell and back. I mean, we're running and fighting. Eh, not that you'd care.
How did you find us?
The pendant that I returned to Ming. What? There's magic energy in it. We've been tracking its output. Ah, I see. We've gotten a lot of help from this pendant over the centuries. Yes, we have. Captain, you've got a new ship. This is the Nautilus. It belongs to my son, Ced.
That's me.
Wow, the great pirate Ced in the flesh. It's great to meet you.
So the great pirate said is Seth's son.
Ah, you must be Kai Maganar, the immortal doing the dirty work for Ura.
That was a long time ago.
And here we have Kaim's beloved wife, Sarah.
Pleased to meet you.
He was just copping a feel.
And Numara's 1,000-year-old Queen Ming.
It's an honor to meet you.
Please, go easy on me.
In fact, back then...
He hadn't even been born then. Wait a minute. Ming, did you get your memories back?
Yes.
That's great.
Welcome, on behalf of the Nautilus. I think you know this pretty boy here.
Kill him!
King Tolton, why are you here?
He's been used and betrayed by Gongora.
So, his objective is the same as ours.
Yeah, he's still wet behind the ears. But I think we can make something of him.
A daredevil, right, Mama?
Daredevil?
Yeah, a real macho man.
What?
Yeah, I thought something was in your eye. Nothing. Who does your hair?
Yeah.
It's okay. He's been abandoned by Gongora. Left for dead.
At least they semi-address it. Though they could just easily, do it. For some reason, I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. So let's save, because saving is our friend. Saved! Alright, so we are now ready to go to disc 4. So I'll open this bad boy up, and open this bad boy up for the final disc. So yeah, that's a thing. Let me just set that there so I can get a hand free to put this in. Yeah. I'll let that run its course. I believe I put in the right disc. Yes. Alright, disc change complete. Oh, boy. Nice.
passed out. I dreamed. I saw Mom in the Aurora. You were there too. Really? So weird. I had the same dream too. I wanted to ask you about that. Maybe we really were there.
Maybe you gotta stop sniffing glue.
Wait a second. You mean it wasn't a dream? Yeah. Well, were we able to get to the Aurora? Well, Mom was there. So it was like a dream. Yeah, it was like a dream. But it wasn't a dream. She thanked us for coming, didn't she? Yeah. She said she had something to tell us. And it was something for Kaim and Sarah.
Gotta
I
sneeze.
think so. I wonder if they'll think we're crazy if we tell them what she said.
Feel better.
I doubt that. They're not like that. Well, then let's tell them. Hey, wait, Mac. Let's just check and make sure we really saw her together. What? Okay. Tell me what she said. Together, okay? 1, 2, thank you. And then she went on like she really wanted to tell us something. Yeah, she did. She said she loved us. She said she was glad we came. Yeah, she was glad.
Oh, there it is.
Now, we can't use her jump function anymore. We broke it when we were leaving Ura.
Gosh, she's more delicate than I thought.
Oh, Ma, don't go saying that.
Mama? What are you, 60? That's just sick.
What? You got a problem with that?
No, I think it's really very endearing. Yes.
Where are the kids?
Asleep. It appears they've seen Liram.
I see.
Gungora might not be there when we return to Ura.
Why?
When I was helping Ced, Gungora had boarded Grand Staff. After that, Grand Staff seemed to just fly away.
What? It flew? That
And
thing
the
can
more
fly?
you know.
I think we'd have a better chance of finding Gungora if we looked for Grand Staff, rather than returning to Ura. What do you think, Kaim?
Yeah. If we keep heading south, where does that put us?
The land of the Eastern Tribe.
Let's land and take on supplies. I might be able to tweak the Nautilus for more power, too.
Seth, this ship is a submarine, right? Can we find an underwater passage to an inland lake?
That's a great idea. Ced, set course.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
You're still captain of this ship, Ced.
And yet you're still giving orders, Mama.
Kaim, Sarah, Seth. I remember everything. The Hall of Mirrors, 30 years ago.
And we're gonna get to sit in on this. A lot of interweaving storylines trying to all come together before, you know, things.
Do you remember the world on the other side?
We must return. We can't stay here. We're not from this world.
Yeah, that much I remember.
When these mirrors give off light, a path links the two worlds.
I shall remain here.
They won't allow it.
Don't you feel the light?
Oh, I feel it.
Time has begun to flow again. 1,000 years was a long time.
And yet, those 1,000 years were very important.
A saving spell.
That won't work.
You think? as we and these mirrors remain here, magic energy will increase in this world. This place shall soon be replete with that magic, and we will be able to access power stronger than any ever known.
Whoa.
To do what?
You will understand. So set your mind at rest. I won't leave you until then. Until then.
The more you know, or just leaves me more questions, doesn't it? More questions than answers. Though we do understand that the portal that opens the two worlds, which is this realm of mirrors thing, we haven't really found much out about beyond that. Linking the two worlds makes this world's magic power continue to grow.
And he took advantage of Anira's betrayal of Seth, threatening me and leaving my subjects' very lives hanging in the balance.
He used our shock and distress to steal our memories.
Yes.
Alright. So we are in control. The navigation of this thing is very similar to, there it goes. The Nautilus controls working the same way as the slant nose. And then we can also go under Vatar. Press the right button, bracket, or bumper. Okay. Alright, so let's submerge. So we turn around. There's actually this. Really quick, change our party out here. Let's bring in, all the immortals pretty much are really the only people worth putting in. As far as this game is concerned. Let's put in Sarah. Who's pretty much the furthest major character behind. And of course we're going to bring in Ced. And the reason being is of all the characters we need to make sure we level, and of all the things that characters need to learn from, it's Ced. Regardless of any of the other things they could be learning right now, learning from Ced is the most important thing they could be doing right now. We're going to put double SP on every character to be learned immediately. I think she was already learning it, but whatever. There we go. We'll check our equips because there's some stuff that could go on other characters of relevance, such as the Crystal Fragment. The General's Pen is pretty dated. Let's do that. Want that for that. Again, we're going to want to take something that's not magic related. For her, we could almost take anything because she's kind of learned... Strangely enough, she's learned the more important stuff, even though she has a lot of stuff to still learn. She's learned a majority of the more important gears and things that are out there. And just to make sure, we're going to take antifreeze off of there. Alright, we should be good. Okay. And it's really just to grab this little extra little tidbit. Yay, and that's all that there was here. Not kidding, that's all that was worth getting. Now, we're going to do kind of a super quick tour around the ocean floor. And what we're looking for is a handful of very important items. Things like slot seeds, you know. I don't know how else to really describe it. There's just a lot here for us to find. And we look for stuff by doing the following. As you can see, when we see bubbles, that's really what we want to do. And we're going to search this place very, very specific. In a very specific way. And that's pretty much just following the ocean floor around the continent. Because this will lead us, in a sense, to most of the treasures that are out there. As you can easily see, that we are just able to pick stuff up really quickly. And yeah, things like these seed key items can be found this way, so hence the reason why we're doing it this way. And again, sometimes you'll want to make little peeks to see if you've missed anything. In most cases, that's not going to be a problem. Contrary to the way the camera angles look, you can see relatively far. And that's where we get denied. So we should be getting a little scene from this.
She's maxed out, Mama. She could give more if she had more power.
We should be able to use magic to get us past these hypercurrents.
Yeah, that would do it.
Magic energy?
In the words of a pirate, a great treasure. This should be fun.
Ugh. We don't really want to do this yet. If it's what I'm thinking it is. Yeah. We don't have the means of getting through the hypercurrent, but what we are going to do is, again, it's a standard trick for searching large areas in pretty much any game, so I don't know why I need to explain it much more beyond that. It's really just, again, we're looking for goodies, and you can already see one off the yonder there. However, we are going to go back just a little bit into that inlet. But we'll see what this is first. I just want to make sure. Okay, so I feel a little bitter about that, but we're going to check anyway. There's no encounters I don't believe, out here, so we don't really need to worry about that. But look at here. This is important for later. And what this will do is this is the eastern continent. We don't want to come here yet, so we're gonna head out because we don't need to continue. We don't want to continue the story yet. There's so much shit for us to do right now, in game, that we have not been able to do because, to be fair, we haven't had a lot of time to return to old towns and cities and blah 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 blah. And because of that inability to do those things, we've missed out on a ton of stuff. Or missing out is not really the appropriate word. There's now a whole bunch of crap we can now do. And we want to make sure, to some degree, that we accomplish all of that. And obviously the first and the most boring thing to do is to grab all of the important goodies that could be found whilst, using the Nautilus here. There's one right there. Get this. Sweet. crash into that. As we now make the long trek around this big current, higher hyper current, whatever you want to call it. Just need some more fun music for this, don't we? More adventurous stuff. Makes me think of Grandia, to a degree. Alright. We'll head over and around. As we're pretty much heading to Numara, where the island is, of Numara is, rather. I think that's where we are. You see, this one's a little further out. There's a chance I may have even missed one. So I'm not looking really out into the deeper parts of the ocean. But I think we're good so far. Let's keep moving. As we are collecting free shit. And again, a lot of this free shit is good shit, so you don't really want to miss it just because you're too lazy to do this. You'll notice that we've already collected 2 seeds. There's still more seeds down here, by the way. I believe there's another regular seed, and then there's also a slot seed. And then everything else is just items. Or crafting items, I believe, from what we've already, excluding what we've already grabbed. So, again, the value of coming down here, my opinion, is relatively important. But I will say this, you'll notice that most of the stuff that can be found are not near hypercurrents. They're closer to land-based things. I think with one possible exclusion, I forget. But we'll deal with that later. So you can barely make out the hypercurrent, which makes it tricky to navigate this place. Kind of wanted to get knocked away there just to see if I could see anything. Don't believe there's anything in here, so that's good. Or, well, there is something there, but is there? No, I saw that wrong. Alright, let's move. And that's what I'm looking for. Sweet. Let's keep moving. Okay, so that's all that's here. Let's head back. So technically there's another big item to find. And then everything else you can ditch if you really don't need it. If you're not that big in the crafting aspect. Ah, God damn it, I could barely tell that it was there. Alright, let's keep moving. Over the seas, let's go, man. We're shoving right off again. Under the sea, it's where I pee. I do it with glee. What is it you see? Where is me when I pee? Blah 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 blarg blarg blah blarg 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 blah 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 blarg blarg blah blarg blarg blarg. And we get a slot seed. So that's really the big stuff to find down here. The big amount of money and all the different seeds. But like I said, we're going to pick everything up because we may as well. And there's not much left. After this guy, I think there's only 2 or 3 real good items to find left. And I'm good as subjective. They're things that are out here. But you'll notice my strategy being rather simple. I keep the island wall and even the hypercurrents to the right. To our right, rather. Because when it's to our right, we can easily find and figure out and know where we've been and where we are. Nice. So it saves us a lot of trouble later. Do 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 do. Nice. I think there's one more item to find, and then we'll be good. But the initial catch is finding it first. Dooby-doo. Scooby-doo. Giggity-goo. Giggity-goo. Alright. Not really much over by all these iceberg things or this encrusted ice area. So don't worry about it too much. Pretty sure there's one more goodie. Could be wrong. Part of me says yes. Another part of me is like, no! Ah, there it is. Knew there was like one more thing, one or two more things here. And there it is. So we've literally, I believe that's the last item, because we've almost come full circle here to where we started to a degree. Yeah, and we're pretty much back where we started. Okay. So let's surface. Oh my. And let's take a look here. So there's various places we can go and land, and we should do some of that in order to kind of do some side questing things, blah, 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 blah. And let me think. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Let me see. You know what? There's some other things we can do too. I should have really done it, but let's do it now. You notice we move faster on the surface too, by the way. Just a little bit. Okay, what I want to do is specifically I want to unlock some stuff so we can fast travel later while we're over in this area, which is the reason why we're going to do it. It's right over here. And I really should have done it earlier, which was land here. Thinking about it all now, it's just like, well, we should have landed here. Get it for fast traveling purposes for later. Great ancient ruins. And really quick, whoops, going too far back. Alright. East coast of Saman and west coast of Ura. There's another one too. Let's go ahead and go to the western shore of Ura really quick and head south to unlock another one. We could have done this while we were traveling, and I didn't think to do it at the time. I regret it. And in that same breath, I regret nothing. But ultimately, I still regret it. Now, wait a minute. I thought he moved the Grand Staff. Well, look at me. He didn't move it. And then he moved it back. And then we'll continue our side quest. But like I said, it's all about unlocking things now so we can fast travel to them later. And in theory, not waste as much time. And we'll do a little bit of side quest stuff right out the gate here, is what I would say. That way you guys don't just see all the Nautilus exploration stuff, right? I'm sure you want to see other things. And this is something as well that we'll come back to later. Again, for the sake of fast travel and everything else, it's just easier to do this now. Now, we're not really ready to deal with this quite yet. So just, again, like I said, bear with me. And when we're ready to deal with this area and all the goodies and stuff that's here, we'll deal with it. Because I want to do these things in a very specific order. So what I'm trying to do is eliminate dungeon crawling for the moment, because that's going to eat up a lot of time. And we could be gaining the benefits by doing other things first. So for me, the big one is getting us to there's a whole bunch of things we can do in all the various towns. No joke. Lots and lots of stuff for us to do. So, because there's lots of stuff for us to do, it makes sense in my mind anyway to knock out as much kind of side questing stuff as we can. In order to get to knock out as much side questing as possible early on, so that way before we start going into darker, danker dungeons and blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, we're good. Duh. So, let me see here. Yes, depart. I believe... Do we get the menu option? I forget. If not, we'll have to sail to a port of some sort. Yeah, we're gonna have to sail to a port. Well, the closest one would be... yeah. Because we can do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to... Saman. And knock some stoof out there. So land. As this will give us access to the city of Saman and pretty much a lot of other stuff. But we're going to go to Saman first. And do some stuff there. Then we're going to leave Saman and kind of work back to Ura so we can knock some stuff out. That's my goal, so to say. Because there's really not much here to do outside of a few things. So, first things first. Let's go in here. And let's go over here. And what we're doing is said can fix pretty much anything. It's broken, so and I still want to hear some music, though. Oh, well. Okay, let me have a look. Well, this is quite a fine machine you got here. It just needs a little more care is all. As good as new again. Thanks. I can listen to my music whenever I want. Thanks. Yay. We get the Ice Water Amulet, which teaches some really cool stuff. This is the other reason we're doing this, by the way, is to get all kinds of cool, neat little accessories and whatnot. And so, if we can get all this stuff, when we go to learn it, to teach it to all of our immortals through pretty much our final grinding session, big grinding session of the game, everything will be mostly learned, and then we just learn things as we acquire them. They say this thing's broken. Dad said it'll start working again if I kick it, but I don't want to break it any more than it is already. Don't touch it, okay? It's not broken. Here, let me have a look. There you go. Wow, that's amazing. It's fixed. Thanks a lot, sir. Here, take this. So, that's cute. Alright, let's move on. As we have something very specific. Hey, little buddy. It's very excited. Yes, give him the prickly seed. And he gives us the solid seed. Alright, now we're good to go. Yay! So, that sets us up for that. But there's a lot of stuff to do. Oh boy. Let us go. You see a lot of places we can backtrack to. Some places we can't. Let's go to western shore of Ura. Turn around and land here. And so now we've got a small area of stuff to for us to kind of explore. The big things to do right now is there's a smorgasbord of stuff we can do quite literally in Ura to like no end. It would feel like, and there's lots of things to kind of finish out, things that we can start, things that we need to turn in, amongst other things, and it all can be done here in Ura. So, yeah, that'll be a thing. So anyway, but I will say this, you know, let's do a little bit here. No, you know what? This is a good place for us to stop right now. So, anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/JackTarStudios for more live gaming action and fun. I play all kinds of games there, even games I can't necessarily stream very easily for variously strange reasons. I'll give you an example, South Park Stick of Truth. I can't really make videos of it and put them on YouTube without having to edit it to the point that it's almost not worth even seeing it. But I will say this, or doing it rather, and I know some people have gone through a lot of work to do it. It's just not worth it in the grand scheme of things, especially me being not very adept in video editing software. So it would be one hell of a learning curve for me. But anyway, jokes aside, when we come back, we will be exploring Ura after the fact, and there's all kinds of things for us to find and do there. And we're going to be spending probably most of the next episode in Ura and areas related to near Ura, so such as the construction base and the mountains, assuming we can even get through all that. So, assuming we can get through everything there is to do in Ura. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you guys next time.